let's now look at the difference between the webhooks, MQTT and WebSocket. So these are ideally communication protocols between different systems. So let's see each one of them, that is starting from the webhooks. So generally in earlier days, if you look at it, they had kind of a polling system where a client system will always look for another system whether to check any data is ready or not. It will do a kind of a polling every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever time interval. It will go and log in into their system and check whether the data is ready. It could be anything like in your order information or something, they just wait, and if it is ready, yeah, the system will send it across. Or for that matter, this system which is supposed to send the data, it will always send it to some particular folder in this system. So it will always look at the folder every few minutes to check whether the file is available or not. And then yes, if the file is there, then it will start processing. So that's polling. The webhook is more recent one. In case of webhook, what happens is you have a kind of a one-way traffic, one-way communication, wherein you have a client system which goes into the server. It provides the detail of the kind of an URL where it needs to send out an information, particularly some events happens. This event could be anything, say for example, if a payment is received or some issue happens, it wants to know that issue. So if an issue is not going to happen, it's not going to communicate. So all it does is it provides an URL. It provides a URL. So it provides a URL, and to that URL, the data is sent across from the system. This could be any kind of an event, as I said. It could be some issues reported. So only when the issue is reported, it will send out all the issue details to this system, and post which it will process. This system will process. So basically, it is a single direction. It's not bidirectional as far as the webhooks are concerned. So you need to do appropriate configuration in each of the system, and you need to this system which is looking for the particular data, it provides with a URL. To that URL, this system sends out the data in the form of some kind of a JSON format. That needs to be agreed as well. So that's a webhook, if you look at it. And there is also again, if you look at it, so yeah, so it will trigger an event, and this is a kind of a request payload, and you have a request body of all the information. Based on the event, it triggers, it sends out the data based on the request payload, and the event gets processed in the client system. So this is as far as the webhooks are concerned. There is another protocol which is called the message queuing telemetry transport. This is very common in any kind of an IoT system. IoT system, any IoT system, the data, we have to look out only just for the parameters, and it's not a huge data chunk. It will not be in the form of a file or something. It will be just few bytes of data, where it could be something like a temperature, atmospheric pressure, or distance. Distance meaning how many kilometers. Say for example, based on where the car is, if you're driving home, based on the location of the car, it could publish the details to the MQTT IoT system, saying that I am 5 kilometers from the home, 5 kilometers. So MQTT will send out to the subscribers. So this could be a program, whoever is subscribed to that, publishing data, kilometer data, how many kilometers you are far away. They will receive, the subscribers will receive. So in this case, the receiving party can be multiple client party. So this could be a multiple client application, whereas in case of webhooks, normally it's just one-on-one, whereas in case of MQTT, you have a message MQTT broker, and to the publisher, you subscribe to that message of the publisher, and you will receive, the subscriber will receive the information. So this is as far as MQTT is concerned, and most common in an IoT system where the data size is very less, not in the form of file. It's mostly like in the in bytes, kilobytes, or even bytes, because just the temperature, what is the temperature, what is the distance, so it's just a physical parameter like 50 degrees or 20 kilometers. So all these are just byte of information which is sent across to the message broker, and whoever is subscribed to that message will receive it. So this is MQTT. WebSocket is again much more broader, not broader, I would say, like when the data volume or data density is much more high, when you have a huge chunk of data, then WebSockets are used. Still, it could be used in any IoT system itself. So handshake happens, WebSockets from the client and server, the handshaking, post handshaking, the information is sent across. So sockets are the endpoint of bidirectional. So it's bidirectional point-to-point communication channel. Given internet connection, say between client and server, we'll have two socket, a client socket and the server socket as well. So two protocols are used. One is the TCP/IP, that is transmission control. And as I said, the volume of data is more. In this case, WebSocket. So it could be of UDP as well. User datagram protocol used in low latency, lost tolerating connection like gaming, voice, video. So here it could be TCP or UDP as well. And again, this flow diagram as far as the WebSockets are concerned. And this is the WebSocket method. And if you're aware of Python, these are the various syntax you might use. Listen to the bind, listen, accept, connect, send, receive. When it is bidirectional, you'll use the kind of a socket programming, and you need to have appropriate Python library and use them to have this communication, the socket programming in place. I hope you have a clarity now as the difference between the webhooks. Webhooks is unidirectional. You just whenever an event happens, the information is sent across to a client. This event could be anything. So it could be just for information, like it could be some tickets being raised, or something like payment or something which happens, some event happens, then you send across that information. And in case of MQTT, ideally you subscribe to that message. And in case of socket programming, that is a WebSocket, is much more exhaustive. It's again bidirectional. So these are the differences between all three of them. I hope you had a good understanding of each of them. Thank you.